As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. It is Friday, June 21st. We are just about done with June. It's, been pretty fast. So I am Crystal Mitchell and we are here, and myself and Gilbert, we're here every week at 3 o'clock to bring to you information and incredible guests to talk about issues that pertain to business. So welcome to the Business Zone. Gilbert will be here shortly. And we have a great guest today that has a program or business that outreaches to women. It's called Oh My God, Women Outreaching to Other Women. So supporting, creating that tribe that we all need in order to be successful in our spaces. We can't do anything solo. And so it's good to have a tribe behind you to really help you grow your business and be able to meet your goals. So excited to speak with her. Her name is Peggy White, and she's the CEO and founder of that organization. So hope you guys all had a great week. This past week, we celebrated, in the middle of this week, we celebrated Juneteenth. So how was that for most of you? Juneteenth, for those of you that may not be aware, but I hope at this point everyone is aware what Juneteenth it is, and what it means to us. So just so we can be, just kind of cover that or to review that, Juneteenth commemorates the day on June 19th, 1865, when the Union General read orders in Galveston, Texas, stating that all enslaved people in Texas were free according to federal law. Now, what we need to understand is that prior to that, 2 years earlier, is actually when Abraham Lincoln freed, and the 13th Amendment was created, freeing the slaves. But for whatever the reason was, in Galveston, Texas, they failed to get the memo out to the people. And so a group of enslaved people, 250,000 to be exact, didn't reap the immediate benefits from the Emancipation Proclamation the year 2 years prior. So they didn't know, and so they were still being treated as enslaved people. I'm sure that was a deliberate movement. And so this day means quite a bit. Now, everyone has different feelings about Juneteenth, and some people feel that it's been commercialized, which a lot of our holidays have been commercialized, but I think it's very, very important for that period of time not to be forgotten. One, it is actually how America acquired its wealth, the white America, which was pretty much the plantation owners, and it is how they acquired their wealth, and how this country operates today, and why the white population wealth gap is so much greater than the African American. So I do think it's a day that we have to celebrate, and also because how is there an oversight of 2 years when we talk about freeing human beings from bondage? And so I personally think it is something that we should celebrate that it did happen. But I also think it should be a day that when we talk about freedom and when we talk about America and we talk about Black people, technically, I don't know if we are really free. And that's why we have to celebrate that, because that's what Juneteenth is associated with: final freedom for a population of people that were enslaved for over 200 years. And 200 plus years. And since that, they've gone through, then they went through Jim Crow. And then literally for over 400 years, the individuals, the African Americans who built this country, have been not given the honor and the position and place in this country. So, yes, I think it's vitally important that we never forget and we keep talking about what it means to us, and finding that place of empowerment and freedom for all of our people. So, yesterday, on the community briefing, which is my other platform, my other podcast, we talked about this. And what we did talk about was the fact that everyone has a different reason and a different way that they celebrate Juneteenth. For me, I use it as a day of service, very much like I do Martin Luther King's birthday is a day of service. And so what I did was I met with other community leaders that are in our community or in my community. And we actually sat down to talk about how do we create a coalition of our organizations that would help us um, bring a larger voice for outreach and advocacy for African Americans in our city, which is Los Angeles. And so that's what I did on Juneteenth. I sat down with our leaders of 4 organizations, and we all had discussions on what that looks like, and laid out a foundation for a coalition that would create a membership for all of our organizations, so we stop working in solo and as solo players, and we actually start working together to make this a better place. So that was me. That's what I did. There were a number of others that did some work with organizations to talk about the vote and how important it is to vote in November of 2024. And so that's what they did. And others celebrated. And some people, had some conversations about whether or not we should be celebrating. And one of my colleagues, Dr. Rosie Milligan, indicated that she was actually, in her lifetime, she actually had picked cotton. And she said, and for those that had, one of the things that they celebrated any day that was not in the cotton fields was a celebration. And so she saw it from that aspect, that it was, having been a product of and actually uh, picking cotton and she came from Mississippi, so that was a different aspect. So everyone had their aspect, their opinion on it. But I say this, in 2024, it feels like America is trying to go backwards to 1864, which would be the year prior, or 1863, which would be before 1860, the year prior to 1865. And I think there's a movement that is gaining locomotive speed to send us back to a time previous, when we had no freedom, when we had no rights, when we really were not deemed as human, as people or citizens of this country. We weren't even thought of as human. So I think from that aspect, then every time we can shout out, scream out, voice our opinions on the horrors of slavery, then we should. So if that means a holiday, then that means a holiday. But we should be at screaming from the rafters on what that looked like and what that was like for our ancestors. And I also will say that when I read and I see and I visit places in the South, and recently I had an opportunity to in South Carolina to visit a plantation, and even though from the outside it was beautiful, but on the inside, when you actually got further into the plantation and you saw the slave quarters and how they had to live, um, in South Carolina, the agriculture was rice. And when I saw the what rice paddies, I guess they would call them, or the river or the water element on this plantation where they actually grew rice, and knowing how rice is actually um, uh, grown. At the same time, I saw alligators lined up around in this big water area, big pond, river, I don't know what you want to call it, but I saw alligators resting on the shores, and it just like, wow, it was eye opening to think that, one, I knew that those alligators hadn't gotten there yesterday, that those alligators had been in that water for generations and years and decades. And that was probably worse at some point in time, especially when our people were enslaved, or whoever's ancestors were enslaved on that plantation. And that was pretty frightening, because that means that the dangers that lurked in the water were alligators and water moccasins, and as well as snapping turtles. And so, yes, we should celebrate Juneteenth. So I hope you guys did it well. And Juneteenth and Black History Month should be 365 days a year, because um, talking about and celebrating our freedom is very important, and maintaining our freedom is even more equally more important. And so that's what we're fighting for now, is to make sure not just freedom, that we have a balance and equity. I don't know what that looks like, and that we have the same, or afforded the same opportunities that every other ethnicity, and for them, immigrants, but we're not immigrants. We were brought here, have. And so, yes, anytime that we can do that. And we just need to make sure that there is racial justice and racial equality in this country. And I don't know what that looks like and how that comes about, even if that is even possible in our lifetime, but that's what we should be fighting for. So that's just my conversation. So I'm waiting for Gilbert to come in, and our guest should be coming in very shortly. He should be here in about 10 minutes. But before I do that, but let me tell you what I've been doing since June 10th. So June 10th, we launched our Biz Camp program, which started it's a summer program that we do every year, myself and my business partner, Rhonda Hobart, and she is the director of the program. She's been doing this program for 17 years. I came in several years later, and so for me it's about 14 years. And we host a two cohorts a summer, um, and the goal is for 65 kids per cohort. But at this point in time, we have a little less than that. We have about 40 kids in this first cohort. Our second cohort starts July 8th, and we're hosting that at Da Vinci School in El Segundo. And it's fantastic. The kids are actually developing and creating businesses. It starts with the business idea, and then we expound on that, basically doing what I do for my adult clients, but it's so much more rewarding with my youth clients because with my youth program, because it's really setting the stage for them to be successful business owners. And so this program is hosted by the Los Angeles Urban League, and it's one of the programs in under the umbrella of education and youth education at the Los Angeles Urban League. And so it's fantastic. So we have some amazing kids. I teach the uh, Biz Camp program, which is for those kids, newcomers, first time business ideas, business opportunities for these young people. And Miss Rhonda teaches Biz Institute, which is a program that was to extend the program for the learning to of business. So these kids actually are alumni and they already have businesses. Hello, Peggy. We'll be bringing you on soon. And these young people already have businesses. And so we have Biz Institute and Biz Camp. And so we are in week 2. Today was the second week, and the kids did a sell day today. And they had some amazing products to sell, T-shirts and flags and cakes and lunch, lasagna and spaghetti and macaroni and cheese and chili fries and you name it. These kids were selling it. So pretty excited about how well that went today. And then next week, they will be preparing for their business competition, which is on Friday. Yes, you should be able to change your background just like you do. This I'm speaking to our guest guys. I'm speaking just like you do for Zoom. You should be able to do that as well. Just go down to your settings, and in your settings, go to your video virtual background and see if it'll pull it in. You might be able to pull it in, hopefully. Okay, so let me finish telling you about the Biz Camp. So the reason that it's so important to teach our children how to be entrepreneurs and to start them off at such an early age. Hello, Truth Seeker. At such an early age, one of the things over the number of years that I've been doing this, youth entrepreneurship really does help build our kids' confidence in their ideas and themselves, because as we all know, being an entrepreneur is a life-changing experience for a lot of people. Some of us were born to do that, but it really does set you as a person on a different platform. You're creating a dream or an idea or creating a business from just a mere idea. It's like taking clay and molding something that really becomes a profitable business. So for young people, that's incredible, and so it helps them understand meaningful contributions to the society. It also helps boost their social emotional development in a really big way. It helps them learn how to set goals. It gives them a better direction for college and what they want to do in their with their future. It helps them take a hobby or an interest and turn it into a money-making opportunity, and also helps them recognize the abilities and the power that they have. So this is one of my most rewarding parts of my business, is working with kids. And so I'm always excited to do that. And so this is something I do every summer. And we're always looking for volunteers and coaches and speakers to come talk to the kids. So if that's something that you may be interested in, please reach out to me. This cohort ends, and we definitely need judges for next Friday for the competition. But come join us. We're in El Segundo, and your input to our kids would be absolutely awesome for them, and we'd love to have you. So with this, Miss Peggy is here. I am going to bring her on while Gilbert is here. I think he was just on his way back in. He had a pretty busy day today. So I am going to bring her on, tell you a little bit about her, and then let her just empower us and fill us with information about the organization that she has started. So with that, right now, I am pulling up her bio. So hold on. Let's see if I can find her bio. I think she is right here. Let's see. Is this her? I think so. And we will give it. We'll talk to her. So let me make sure I have that. All right. Hello. Uh-oh. Hello. How are you? Can you hear me?
I sure can. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm going to ask you to do one little quick thing. Go down to your settings and go over to your virtual. And at the bottom somewhere, it will ask you to change the mirror of your background, because right now it's showing reverse. So look at the bottom around the video. Let me see, where does it tell you that? Yeah, go to the settings that says video. And then where it says mirror camera, click that off. And that should flip your... There we go. We're good.
You're such a good teacher.
It comes from working with children.
Yeah, you got me there really quick.
How are you? Welcome to the Business Zone.
Fabulous. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh no, anyone that's doing things to empower, enrich other human beings, you deserve your flowers and you deserve to be able to talk about it. So if we can provide you with that platform, that is amazing. So first, I think just from this is just from your LinkedIn, you're a speaker and you do leadership training. So introduce yourself, and as well as tell us how oh my God, wow, or OMG, wow came about.
Absolutely. Well, we don't have a whole couple of days really to talk about that, but just me myself. I'm Peggy White, and I am a speaker. I am a trainer. I'm a consultant. I am a storyteller. So I do a lot of different things. I think my favorite thing of all is just doing what we're doing right now, is just sitting and talking and having a conversation, collaborating. I love meeting people and I love connecting people. So it's just a very big strength of mine. I mean, if you go back through my, I guess my career, I'm a perennial manager, leader, sales, marketer type of person. So I come with that kind of experience, a little bit of operations. And so even in my business consulting, I help businesses start and sustain successful businesses. And part of that strategy, of course, is business strategy. A lot of times organizations or even individuals start businesses, they kind of look at it from their point of, well, this is what I love to do, or this is what I like to create, or what have you. But they really don't think about it in the sense of, well, this is an operation. What are my plans for today, for tomorrow? And, thinking about it from a futuristic perspective. So I like to do business planning, strategic planning. And it's really just about sitting down and defining what you are, what you want to do, and what you want to accomplish. and putting that in writing and sharing that to the world. But when you have a focus on what you're going to do, it's amazing how you're able to get to it. Think about the things that you like to do or you want to do. Like today, you had to get to Business Zone. You had to do your podcast today. You love doing it. I already know. I can hear it in your conversation. The way you talk, you're just like, yeah, these are all my friends, and I've been talking to them. This is the same time every week or what have you. This is what we do, and this is how I do it. And you love it. And so you're going to be intentional about getting that done. And I had to schedule this call, this podcast with you and put it in a particular time and date. And you know, in the future, you've got the bios, the pictures and flyers. You're working towards that goal of what you want to do in business. And business, you have to be able to do that. A lot of times we don't want to do projections, revenue projections and things like that. We don't want to put ourselves on a budget. Sometimes people ask, well, what's your budget for this or that? Well, I don't know. How much are you charging? No, that's not what the question is. Did you sit down and plan for this? And if you didn't, do you have a trajectory of, how much you were, projected to spend on that? So I do a lot of business consulting as well. But my baby, my heart is OMG, Women Outreaching Women. And it is, oh my God. So how do we come up with the OMG? Well, obviously it's a little play on words, but it's really about, we put God first in everything that we do. So we put the OMG in front of the Women Outreaching Women, specifically to remind us about who we are and whose we are. It's about, supporting women in particular. In this particular case, we are prioritizing Black women. And it's unapologetically, we need a space where we can come safely and share our ideas, our stories. But most importantly, what we are experiencing is this amazing collaboration. Do you know if you put some Black women in a room, you can accomplish a lot?
Oh my God.
See, I'm telling you, the talents and the skill sets and we do it at 150%. We do everything in excellence. And just imagine if we took all that power and empowered ourselves. So what I saw is a lot of silos. You're doing a great thing. I'm doing a great thing. But what if we connected together and created a great thing? So we created 5 pillars of excellence. We call this our FRESH approach.
Okay.
And it stems from the acronym FRESH, FRESH. F in FRESH stands for financial literacy. The R stands for relationships. The E stands for enterprise. That's how you create and sustain yourself, your livelihood. Could be entrepreneurship, could be a career, could be that you're a stay-home mom and you have a side hustle, whatever it is, it's enterprise. And then the S is spirituality. We feel that with spirituality, we look at our purpose in life. We feel if we're working in purpose, you're probably pretty happy about your life and where you are. And then health. Obviously, without your health, your mental health, your well-being, none of this is possible. So we took that FRESH approach, and yes, I developed those pillars out of my own story. I mean, that tends to be where I tended to get stuck. If my relationship wasn't good with my spouse or my significant other or my children or my boss or, all of the different relationships we have, I was miserable and things didn't go well. And I made tough decisions or wrong decisions or could make better decisions. And what do we always say? If we know better, if we knew better,
you do better.
Right. And so this is just a really good opportunity to sit down into a safe space where Black women can have a conversation where we don't have to code switch. We can talk amongst ourselves. We know you're shaking your head. We know if we say hair or we talk about, just the fact about code switching, that we go to work, we have to talk a certain way. We want to be able to come in and just talk about and talk through things and work through things in our own language and our own spirit. So we have an organization that is the information, the programs are curated by Black women for Black women.
Okay. And it's so interesting because women have always, and I think we're in a better position at supporting each other than say our male counterparts, right? But what Gilbert and I have seen, and he'll be on shortly, but what we've seen in business that men take the concept of being in business from a different approach, right? They're very outgoing, very I don't want to say aggressive, but let's say assertive about going after what they want, right? But sometimes as women, be just because possibly how we were raised, we're a little bit more timid when it comes to really being out there in the forefront, right? Really looking at um, creating and generating revenue, whereas making a sizable profit. Generally, if you could have a business coach or consultant like ourselves, our price is one price. Doing the exact same thing, men's prices are maybe 4 to 5 times more than ours. We're a little timid to ask for that. And sometimes we may not get that because they may give that to the male counterpart. How do you encounter something? How do you prepare women to ask for what they are worth?
Wow, that's good. I'm gonna start with our mission. So our mission is to return to Black women the sense of agency. That's our mission. So, when you talk about the sense of agency for Black women, that's talking about giving them the autonomy to make the decisions for themselves, within
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And I think being able to have a sense of agency, having that it's empowering when you work through community. So when
Mm-hmm.
you had a solid community and you knew no matter what that somebody had your back and that you could make this decision without having any other very outside variables against you, you would do it. So if you
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're worth X amount of dollars and that's what you're asking for, and you've got a support group around you that says that this is a viable, reasonable, valuable cost,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna charge that. And so we want to, within OMG Wow, we want to empower Black women to have that sense of agency and have that confidence and to know that their value and their worth is important.
Yeah, because you see that all the time, and I know and we know I teach both adults and kids how to be entrepreneurs, and when we're talking about the pricing, and my core competency is financials. I'm a more of a financial strategist and troubleshooter for making sure that your foundations are set up properly, your structure set up properly, and that you're monitoring, tracking your income. The accounting aspect. And so my clients are both male and female, right? And so when I'm looking at the females' financials, especially when they first come to me or been referred to me, I'm like, wow, you do know that if you were to be on the market, if you put yourself on the market and working for someone else, your um your salary would be 4 times higher than this. And they're like, what? I said, your prices are not comparable to the market, right? We want to make sure that we get customers. But then I always tell them, people will buy whatever value you set and the proposition that you offer and the solutions to their problem. There is the price tag means nothing to them if you're providing them with a solution to their problem. You don't have to go low. You can go somewhere in the middle to the high and change this trajectory of how much you're making. Because what if you're making here, you need to be working for somebody, right? And not um because you would make more working for someone than
But
it
then
is for
where
you.
does that come from? So then we try to deal with the systemic
Right, there you go.
issues that we've had. So we have to go. That's why we have the 5 pillars and they intertwine. And we don't just work with the enterprise piece. We work with the other areas because a lot of times this is really coming. We really don't. Do we really believe that we deserve equal opportunities? Do we really
Well, there you
believe
go.
that we deserve a seat at the table? Do we really believe that we can command the money that, or the value that we have for the services that we offer. We just said we do 150% in everything we do. It's excellent. It's beautiful. We're amazingly smart, talented, educated entities. But
Mm-hmm.
what has happened is over time, we have been, because of, intersectionality, and we get in all of these different things that have happened with us and to us, that we feel like, well, if I could just start here, just get going, I'll make it. And also to the point of, I love what you're doing. That's why I said, with starting successful, even people who already have businesses, looking at the projections and starting with the accounting. I go, you got to set up accounting before you even spend a dime.
Right. Exactly.
You
When you come up with the idea, you should
Yeah,
have your accounting program in place because you're going to be spending money before you make money.
yeah, yeah. And they go, well, why would I do that? I haven't even made any money yet, And I go, because I was taught. I just learned this recently through our program. Every dollar has a job. And until you actually sit down and value that, but we haven't really been taught about, really, in our community, about how to, what the relationship is to money and how to
Right.
work with money. And so a lot of times this is all like, I just want to feed my family. I just, I'm barely making it, and you're asking me to raise my prices, and my clients are saying this is too expensive as it is, and and on and on and on. So it's definitely a mindset shift. But I don't really like to even use that term because it's so cliche. I just feel like if we could get a place where, and we've done this in OMG WOW, where we can have a conversation and we can mentor each other, it's amazing what comes out of it. Because
And I'm gonna. Gilbert is here, but hold that point because I want to compare that to Gilbert. Welcome, and let me switch this over so you're in the big seat there, and we're here. Gilbert, you are reversed, but while you're getting set up, Peggy,
Yes.
when we look at us as, let's look at our parents, our moms, and our aunts and our grandmothers, right? Gilbert and I talk about this all the time. How resourceful these people were that raised us, right? They had very little to work with, but oh my God, we didn't even know, half of us, that we were poor because they didn't. Everything in our house was rich with who they were, right, and how they made you feel. And I always tell my women clients that the same thing you do at home, being this magical superwoman, should be the exact same personality you take in business, right?
and in the
Because
world.
and
And
in the world, right?
right.
Because there is no way as a parent. I mean, we all look up at, I know I did. My mom was a hero because I was always like, I was just impressed with how she made everything happen with what she had and with the resources that she had. And then my mom was an entrepreneur, so she had her hospital job. She did hair on the side. She had her hairstylist business. She was a tailor and seamstress, so she made clothes on the side. So that is how my mom filled in whatever her job salary was, which was not comparable to her white counterparts for sure, but she filled that in. She sent us to school, she sent us to college, and it's like, whoa, lady, how did you do all of this? My grandmother didn't even work and sent 13 children to college. Like, what?
Yeah. That's exactly my point. And we talk about restoring the sense of agency. That refers to that process of helping those individuals, these women, know that you already have this in you. Use that same confidence that you figured out this side hustle, whatever you're doing, and now with confidence, put that in to society. And what if we did that? We are now contributing back to the community, right?
Right.
And that's huge. We talk about the trillions of dollars that we as a people already contribute to the society and to the world. Just imagine that we were never really taught to be entrepreneurs. The fact that your mom was an entrepreneur she was an exception, really. I mean, they did it in a kind of a way. I know my parents were from Mississippi, from the South, and they were farmers and things like that, and so they grew their own crops and they built their own homes and built their own homes and all those types of things. So they were always entrepreneurs. We were taught God is an entrepreneur. When we go back to the beginning of time, he created this earth for us to till the soil and to create entrepreneurs, to create wealth through what we did with the earth and the soil. It's always been about entrepreneurship. But what we try to do within OMG WOW is we recognize whatever your sense of agency is. We recognize whatever your enterprise is. And then we incorporate those other pillars to make sure that whatever is standing in your way, that we provide you the education, the mentorship, and the resources to move it out of the way so that you can do your thing.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Gilbert. We have Peggy White here.
Thank you, my co-host. Thank you so much. Miss Peggy, welcome to the Business Zone. Really appreciate you taking the time out to speak to us about your program. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
I see you're holding a very strong and pertinent conversation with my co-host about women, their contributions to this economy, this society, and all of that. So we're happy with what you're doing. Thank you for that.
Now, Gilbert's favorite clients are his women clients.
That's right.
He cheers them on, and he has his reasons why. One, he feels that they're much more coachable, and they pay him on time.
They pay me on time without hesitation, and they also listen to me. So when I give them advice, I give them coaching strategies. They tend to use it. They tend to implement it, as opposed to the male clients. The male clients say, I can do it myself. I don't need it. And then they get in trouble. And then later on, they come back to me. And guess what happens when they come back to me later? I charge them the stupid tax. I charge them twice. Okay? Because they need to learn. They need to know when they don't have the competence in certain things. But my women clients, they're just wonderful. So I love them. I've been always trying to develop a program like what do you call it? I don't want to call it an academy, but like a lab just for women entrepreneurs.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because we are on our docket. You must have read my notes.
Oh, really? Now?
We are going to have the Fresh Academy. Fresh is our acronym for finance, relationships, entrepreneurship, enterprise, spirituality, and health. But our idea is to have an academy specifically for Black women so that, again, we're providing the education, resources, and opportunities within the academy and educational opportunities within the academy for Black women.
That's
so
great.
All of our programs are created for and by Black women.
So, Ms. Peggy, what brought you to the BEP graduation when we met you that day?
I'm a GLAC member. I support GLAC. Oh, absolutely. They have supported me. They were one of the very, GLAC, Angela in particular, invited me in. I hadn't been a member, maybe a couple of months. And she invited me into the office. She spent some time. Actually, she validated the 5 pillars that we had. It wasn't quite a trademark, FRESH, at that moment, but she said, this is your niche. She said, this is your opportunity because everybody else is kind of strategized around the entrepreneurship piece, but the fact that you have all these other areas and you're focused on the entire woman as opposed to just this, this is gonna be really special. And so I have a special, and GLAC was one of the first organization that provided a grant for OMG Women Outreach.
Excellent.
I got a special place in my heart for GLAC. Absolutely. So I try to support.
Are you one of the women in their C-suite program?
Not in their C-suite program, but they did invite me. I've been invited on occasion to speak to their audience. So I've been blessed with GLAC, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Angela is amazing, and that's what it takes: women helping women, right? And creating that tribe for each other to encourage us to be the best that we can, and remind us. I don't even know if it's a encourage. I think it's to remind us that we do have those capabilities, and we can't let just life tell us what we can and cannot accomplish, right? You know, when we look at today's society, they're trying to put women back in some June Cleaver type of time frame where our only attributes were to take care of, have babies, and to take care of our husbands. And we're far more than that. We've always been far more than that. And I always say, it just in today's society, it blows me away that these men are diminishing the power of women, but a woman is the reason they are who they are today. They would not have been this lunatic over here telling a woman what she should and should not be doing if his mother had not encouraged him to be the best person that he could be. I just don't get it.
Co-host, you got to understand also, his mother denied him too. So she said, "This dude is a moron. I don't claim him as my son anymore." So you got to understand that. That's why he's speaking like that. Even his own niece, you know, she rejected him. So
Well, no, and not just him. I'm just talking about all of them, all the senators that all of a sudden want to put women back in the kitchen. We ain't never just been in the kitchen ever. And with the exception of you, Gilbert, most of them can't even find their own socks. So what the heck?
That is true, man. That is so true. It's amazing, all of these dudes who speak like that, you know, how they rank on the scale of competence. They can't cook for themselves, can't do their own laundry. They can't do anything without having a female right there. So I get it. I get it, man. So
yeah, it just
that's why we strongly support your program, Miss Peggy. How many women are in your program?
When we look at the different offerings that we have our master classes, and I was sharing with Crystal earlier. This is an opportunity. It's 12 weeks where women are coming in to learn about business. At one point, we had 100 seats, but about 50 actually stick it out, right? So when you ask that question, it just really kind of depends on what you are looking for. But what you want to know is, do they come back? Are they successful? And they come back. They're able to take what they've learned and impart that within our community as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a really, really good opportunity for our constituents, people who've been through our program, and people who have participate in our organization in various areas, to provide us with even more opportunities to provide programming. Right now, we're working on programs in all 5 pillar areas. We have an incubator program that we worked with Pepperdine University to develop. It's going to be almost a 5-year program, to your point about the academy. So getting a degree, where we're going to take them through a series of opportunities to help them, like we were talking about earlier, Crystal, about starting your business, how you start, the resources to get you to the next level. What should you know at 100 level, 200 level, 300 level? And why it's 5 years is because we want to make sure, we talked about, if you can get to that 5-year point, get past the 5 years, most likely you're in success space. So we're going to do that. We also have an accelerator program that we're developing, which is going to be for entrepreneurs who've already started their businesses, and we'll meet them where they are, but they don't necessarily need the entry level information. They need, like you said, business strategy and that kind of thing. And then we also we do pop-ups. So we call them pop-ups, but you could do an hour session over here on business planning, or we could do an hour session over there in marketing strategy. So we want to be able to saturate the Southern California area. Although we have virtual programs, our programs are mostly virtual, where we service any Black women across the nation. But we're going to do some pop-ups here in the Los Angeles area. So you'll start to see us soon. And also we have a 360 program. We call it our Fresh 360. That's just an introductory program where we invite people to come in to kind of look around, see if they see something that they like, and where, and find where they might need help. So we have people that are licensed marriage and family therapists as consultants and ministers. We have health and wellness specialists, and all these different folks, women that are in our organization that are supporting us, and so that gives them opportunity to get one-on-one coaching, counseling, and mentorship in those areas. We also offer consulting services as well as a revenue stream. I also wrote a book, so depends on who you're talking to, but we have lots of members depending on the different programs and things that we offer.
And how did they find you?
We're on OMG. Women Outreaching Women can be found at OMG W.O.W HQ on all social media platforms, and including, what do you call it, the YouTube. And
Okay.
So our website is omgwowhq.org.
And your outreach,
So
so you have your book, and you have a podcast, or
we don't have a
or
podcast, we could certainly learn how to do that, but I'm thinking about doing a show on LinkedIn.
oh,
So,
that's a
and
good one.
yeah, I want to do that, and I want to link that to YouTube. So we're working towards that, but I hadn't thought about a podcast. There are some women in our organization that are collaboratives that have podcasts. So it seems like I've been on a few podcasts, so I feel like, maybe that's my calling. Maybe
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, I mean, to reach women, especially in places like, there's tons on TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn as well. The professional women are on LinkedIn. But just that outreach, to have a safe place, to be. I am part of an organization called Bella. And when it was first created by Alicia Madison White, it was to create a tribe for us to celebrate and uplift, which is very much what you guys are doing as well. But yours has, an actual curriculum and programming. We were there on an event just to come together to really uplift and celebrate. And the one thing that I have found with the organization, a lot of times people really truly don't know what you do, right? They know, hey, you're a speaker, they know you're this and that. Women don't normally pat themselves on the back. So to go down into deepness of what you do so they can refer you to somebody or refer you out to other for clients, they don't have a clue what you do. So that was what the Bellas were about, was coming together in a conference type environment, supporting each other, celebrating us when we're getting our flowers, but giving us a platform so that the population knew exactly what our core competencies were, and then open that up to referring us so that helping each other grow their businesses.
that's phenomenal. In those kinds of organizations too, when we talk about resources that we offer, that's what I mean. Like, we collaborate with organizations like Bella, for example. Then that way we can offer that as a resource if that's not something we do internally, right?
Right.
But to
Mm-hmm.
your point, also, when I first started, I was out there on social media and I was doing some Instagram, and I would bring on people, women particularly, to tell their story, whatever it was. And we also had women send in their stories so we could post their stories and highlight them.
Mm.
And I think, you kind of mentioned the Bella, and that kind of reminded me. I think maybe I might even go back to doing something like that now that we are more established. But what happened, like I said, just getting out there and not really understanding truly what we wanted to do because it was so broad. All I know is my initial mission statement was something like supporting Black women to high levels of success. All I
Okay.
knew is I wanted them because again, I came from corporate America and
Mm,
I was in the proverbial hamster wheel. And we're working on a statistic now, but Black women are jumping out of corporate America and starting their own businesses
mhm,
at rapid rates. 61% of the businesses that were started in 2020 and 2021 were by Black women. And so what is that saying? They're saying that we are in a situation to make a change and we don't have to do it by ourselves and we can
mhm.
collaborate together to help each other be successful.
So, Peggy, I had two questions I wanted to ask, and my co-host kind of touched on one of them, so I'll ask that one first. But about the collaborating with other women's group and women's organization, I think that would be great to grow your organization and maybe even siphon some of their members, bring them over to your side as well. Or they could, simultaneously be members of that organization as well as yours. So that would be a great way to build your organization. And my second question is, what's the name of your book?
Oh, so yes, definitely in the collaboration space. I love women organizations.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just recently. I work with an organization called Rise and Roses. Rise and Roses works with young women in
Mm,
their uh, high school years, but they are looking to be entrepreneurs. But
Mhm.
they're in the foster care system.
mm,
So she is invited me out to do a business planning class with them. And so, we can't just you can't just send them a business plan template and go, okay, here's your
mm-mm,
executive summary
It
and
doesn't
mm-mm,
work that way.
you don't work like so. This is back to what I talk about curating programs and content specifically by Black women for Black women because we like to think because we kind of know what we need. Same thing
mhm,
with these young women, and it was so inspiring just sitting and listening to what they wanted to do and how they wanted to accomplish it. And one of the things that you talk about in your business, if you were presenting that to someone, what is it that you would tell them that you will want to do? And they say what they want to do. And then, well, what products or what services are you going to offer? That's great. Well, okay, now if you've thought about what products or services you want to offer, how much are you going to charge for those products or services? And then again, like you said, we get to a space where, we hadn't really thought about our value. And so we get to talk about the value of your product or your service and yourself and that self esteem and all those great things. And it was just a wonderful time. But it was really a
The,
business planning session, right? But
mm,
yeah, the amazing thing about that, Peggy, the amazing thing about that is the questions you're asking them and they're providing answers to is actually helping them write their business plan. Because the
that's what
things
I'm
that
trying to
the things
say.
that you
That's
just said
good.
right now, that's exactly what they need to know in order to write their business plan. So it's
But
amazing.
see, if you said, okay, we're coming to a business plan session and you send them a business plan template,
Yeah,
like maybe one I send my clients, because we're going to review all that.
yeah.
They're going to
mhm,
look at that and like,
No, they're not gonna look at it. They don't care
mm-mm,
about it.
it's not going to even resonate. And so this is what I try to explain, even for financial literacy, like our first pillar. We weren't really talking about how to manage money, but when you say put somebody on a button, like I can't, you say invest, and I'm barely feeding my family, but then when you look under the hood and look at how they manage their money or the things that they're
Hmm.
spending,
They're
you can
actually
find.
doing budgeting, right?
Yeah, so this is and then the name of my book is Peggy Teaches Entrepreneurship.
Oh, great, great, excellent, excellent. Co-host, you have a question for her?
I teach a program with every summer for entrepreneurs for kids. It's called, and I'm in the middle of it right now. It's called we do two types of classes. One is called Biz Camp, and one is called Biz Institute. And Biz Camp is actually planning the ideas, and they're launching or creating a business concept and a pitch, and they pitch their businesses at the end of the 3-week session. It's very intensified. The curriculum was created by an organization called Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. And so the kids then at the end of the camp, at the end of the business camp, they pitch their business amongst their peers, and then they're competing Shark Tank style for a monetary reward. We do 2 cohorts a year, two cohorts a summer rather. And so next week is, oh, we lost her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her reception was a little foggy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I don't know if our bandwidth is kind of low. Yeah. So yeah, the BizCamp program co-host, I'm talking to some people in the Inland Empire right now, and they would like to implement a program like that. So I wanted to talk to you about how you would go about doing that, because I think you'd be perfect, but at the same time, I know you're kind of burnt out, and you probably don't want to get involved in any more of those types of programs. So,
well, no, I'm never burnt out about teaching kids. I'm burnt out about adults, but kids, no. Kids.
I just wanted to put that out there. So
yeah.
At least you can think about it.
Yeah, kids, no, never burn out about them, because our children, if we're, and Peggy knows this is why she's in this space. But if you teach a child how to create a business, it sets them, and depending on the age. So let's say we bring them in, our advertised age is 13, but we will, we actually, if a child already has a business, then we'll bring them in at as young as 10. But that child, from beginning to end, is a different kid when they come out. You've seen them, right? These kids become very confident in who they are. Yeah. They have a really distinctive goal and purpose. So right now we have 40 kids in a program, and when you talk to them, and one of the kids today, so all week long she'd been kind of fooling around, playing around. And so today, when she came to sell day, she had her whole line. I was like, whoa, wait, you have a line. You already have a line of clothes. She goes, right. So, and she's an athlete, and she loves basketball, and she's a track star.
Yeah, we lost her again.
Yeah. I think that she might be. Let me see if I can bring her back in. And so I told her, I said, I was very, very impressed with her. Peggy, if you have multiple tabs open on your computer, or if you're on your phone and you got to open tabs, you might close them. That gives you a stronger signal. But anyway, but entrepreneurship is the direction a child should be going in, because it really just gives them so much more to work with. And as they're building their businesses out, I can see them actually transforming from the child that came in day 1 to the child that went out day 17 or 15. I think it's 15 days that we're in. Peggy, have you seen that with the kids that you're working with? I don't know if
Peggy, can you hear us?
I think she's frozen.
Signal looks mid. It's in the yellow, so it's mid.
Yeah.
Peggy, can you hear us?
I am still here.
Oh, okay, perfect, there you go.
Co-host had a question for you, Peggy.
I said, so for the especially since you're working with the foster care youth, have you seen an increase in their confidence since you start working with them?
Their signal is much stronger now. Somehow she's not hearing us. So, Peggy, can you hear us? There, she's frozen. So let's talk a little bit, co-host, before she gets back, about a show for next week. So the person we're going to bring on is Miss Andrea Navarrete. And
she's back. She's back.
Oh, she's back. Can
you
hear
there?
us, Peggy? She's frozen again.
Yes.
There
Oh,
she is.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so I
all
was
right.
asking, have you started your program with the foster care population?
We did the one um, business plan that was our collaboration, but we're going to be doing other things together. I'm sure.
There's I'd like to refer you to a couple of, you may know them already, but one of them is the Biddy Mason Charitable Fund. It's called
No, not
the Biddy
familiar.
Mason Charitable Foundation. It's through Fame, First AME Church. And
Okay.
the director, her name is Jackie Broxton. I can give you information on her. They service the emancipated, the current and former foster youth. And and then another one, if you haven't, is Candy. What is Candy's name? Candy Lewis. She also services. She serves that population. Candy does a prom dress event every year. People are donating proms, so you might want to. Both of them are on social media. Well, I don't know about Jackie, but Candace is definitely on social media. But if you'd like, I'd make an introduction for you.
That would be
Be,
awesome.
okay, yeah, because both of them, that's their space. And do you know Wendy Gladney?
No.
So Wendy Gladney is another one that works in that area. They all have nonprofits that work for the child. With Wendy's program, hers is for young girls that have gotten caught up in like sex trafficking and abuse and things like that, but helping them with their confidence and create. And I think Wendy's an entrepreneur and a speaker, and Jackie does what she does, and Candy Lewis does what she does. But they're both, all three of them are phenomenal women.
Awesome. Well, you guys, it has been, I mean, the absolute awesome experience today. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for making it easy.
Okay, no
Ask
problem.
me some easy questions.
that,
Do you have a tough question you want to ask me before I leave, before I go?
that's what we do here on the Business Zone, Peggy. We make it so comfortable for you that you don't want to leave.
Well, there's no hard question. Just however we can be of assistance with our resources. We are
Our
here to
pleasure.
help
Yeah.
and to collaborate.
Yeah, if you want to
Well,
collaborate
seriously.
with us on some series of programs or even an event, you let us know. There are a lot of resources we have. There's a lot of other women-owned organizations that we can connect you with that will really work. Now, how about NABO? Are you a member of NABO? Do you collaborate with those guys?
No.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Are you interested or?
Tell me a little bit more.
So
Say
novel
NABO.
is
NABO is an acronym. It means National National Women Business Organization. So it's all women, from lower level. When I say lower level, I mean like startup businesses, 0 to 3 years, and then 4 to 7, and then 7 and beyond. So even Oprah is a member of that. So you've got women making from 100K or less than 100K up to billions in that organization.
Thank you.
So
Any collaborations that you have that will connect us to other
yeah,
organizations, we have similar mission and vision to empower or to educate or to mentor or to inspire. Well, I'm all for it. Thank you
here's
so
what we can
much.
also here's what we can also do on the Business Zone for you. See how you're going through you having that academy right now. So you can put the women through that academy, and then once they complete that academy, you can bring a handful of them on our program as guests, just like you are doing right now. and they can interview with us live on the air. The whole world is watching. So this gives them an opportunity to market their business, their products and services. You see what I'm saying? So that could be an extension of what you offer your small businesses.
Thank you so much for the platform. And thank you so much for sharing OMG, Women Outreaching Women. I really appreciate you guys today. Like I said, anyone that needs any additional information about the organization can go to our website at omgwowhq.org. Phone number is there. The address is there. I'm there. I'm here.
Okay. Well, we will populate that in the chat there. And when I finish adding all the finishing touches to the edited portion, we will make sure all your information is there, including where can they purchase your book? Is it to go to your website?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Get a hard copy.
Is it on Amazon also?
It's not on Amazon yet, but it will be.
You got to get it up there, girl. You got to get it up there. Get those sales up.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and we look forward continuing learning more about your programs and being an assistant and a collaboration partner. And I will refer and let a lot of people know that what you're out there doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
OMG.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of your day and a good weekend.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
You have a pleasant day, and thank you for being our guest on the Business Zone. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
So, co-host, so what I was saying earlier, our next guest next week will be Ms. Andrea Navarrete.
Mm-hmm.
And she runs a small business as well. She does outreach, economic development. She does construction training, contract training, and opportunities for small businesses as well. So I'm very excited about that. I know you did the advertisement on it already, right? Did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sent everything to her. You probably. Because even with Peggy, I had to call her. I sent her information, I believe. Let me see, when did I send it? 2 days ago. But sometimes it goes into their spam.
Right.
So you might want to check with her. I was going to call her, next week. And
I'll forward it to her so she has it, because you send out the protocol and all of that. So I'm going to forward that to her so at least she has that, knowing what link to use when she's logging in. And also, she can also advertise among her network group too on LinkedIn, Facebook. We're not on Instagram, are we? We are?
Yeah, we're on Instagram.
We're
on everything.
Oh, okay. Well, I should have known better. I mean, you're the IT ninja. So you make sure all the crap that I'm not doing, you take care of. So, man, that's why I call you that phenomenal woman, right?
Yeah, we're on everybody.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We don't have a TikTok at this moment, only because we haven't been doing any type of recording on TikTok.
We need to do some videos on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but we're on.
Do you think I'm TikTok ready, co-host?
I don't know. well, TikTok is just like being on Restream. You just would have some conversations about what's important, and of course they're short and sweet and to the point.
I know, I'm just playing around. See me out there dancing, doing the Macarena.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is how you start your business.
I think we might be one of those. We might be one of those TikTok individuals that are more on the serious side.
Exactly.
We the serious side of TikTok.
Or we could do some videos, some little, those little cartoon videos. That might be on the humorous side too. So
Yeah,
that might
we could do that. There's some
yeah.
things that we definitely could. Yeah, I don't think I have a no, I think I just have my own personal TikTok. Wow, people are following me and I don't even do anything over there. But I have one over there and I follow up. But usually those are like, like if we were doing TikTok, we would do it to which we really need to think about doing, and maybe we can really sit down and start having some conversation about how do we grow this channel. And so things like TikTok would help us do that.
Do you think we need to bring in that girl again? What's her name? The one who was showing
I
us how to do YouTube.
Well, I think we might need, I don't know if it's her, but we need to find someone. I have a number of people that reach out to us through our email address.
Or
saying that,
even one of your little BizCamp kids could teach you. They're always
yeah,
on TikTok.
yeah, they're on TikTok. They haven't quite figured out how to use it, but we need there's a couple of people that have reached out to us. There's a couple of people that have reached out to us on Facebook, that have, they're showing how we could grow. There's a couple of things out there that I'm looking at right now. So we'll have a conversation on what that looks like. Because we definitely got to get our numbers up. And so we're going to be more definitive about it and put some money out there to make it happen, because it's not going to happen by itself.
Well, maybe our guest next week will help us increase that number, because she's got a big network.
If we can just get her to
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, we need to get her to at least subscribe, because they're not even subscribing. That would help.
You know what I'm thinking, co-host? I'm thinking that maybe because we're using that word subscribe, a lot of these people are going, is it going to cost us money? So they become disinterested.
No, they know how that works on YouTube. They know better than that, because everybody here's the terminology on YouTube. It's subscribe, which means free. Everybody knows that. And join means there's pay.
Oh, really? Now, so
right?
How about follow?
Follow any of that. They know what that. Right? Huh? Follow is free. Follow is free.
So,
but
what if we say follow us by doing this? Do you think maybe that may solicit more participation?
Well, for the social media world, follow is go over to Facebook page and follow us, which actually has been working, because I actually got a notification from Facebook, because I do so much posting, and we post like literally posting 3 times a week, because of the marketing for the community briefing, the marketing for the business zone, and then any other comments. And I put up business quotes on our Facebook page on a regular basis. And so they've actually reached out to me and let me know that we're now in a position where we can start to monetize.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, because there's a lot of traffic happening, but because I'm marketing on all 3 platforms, when I market on one platform, then that's what's happening. But yeah, I actually have gotten some feedback, and so I'm working on what that looks like. We're at level 2 on Facebook at this point. And and same thing for my own personal Facebook page. I've been moved up to a level 2. So when you get to that in Facebook, that you actually can monetize.
So we're getting closer to the target then.
Yeah, it's LinkedIn that we're not getting close to our target. I mean, not LinkedIn, YouTube, we're not getting close to our target. So if you guys are listening to us have this conversation, this is what we want you to do. We want you to go over. You can follow, subscribe, do whatever you want, but click that QR code right there and follow us on our YouTube channel. and so that we can start to monetize our platform. And you can get, so it's a reciprocity thing. You can get notification every week when we actually go live. It will let you know what's happening, as well as we usually post a few days in advance, sometimes a week in advance, who our guests are, and you'll get to be able to plan your Friday around our guests. So how about that?
And also, by subscribing, you will also be able to obtain materials that we disseminate on this platform from time to time whenever we have class in session, whether we're doing exit strategy, whether we're doing financial bookkeeping, or we're doing contract readiness, loan readiness, or any of those platforms. If we have materials, then we'll definitely make it available to you. So by you subscribing and you get notified, then we can send you that. I remember somebody requested our I think it was the exit strategy co-host,
Mm.
and yeah, and it was a good thing. It was a good thing. She said she watched the show and she wanted it, so she put the thing. I think she's a professor at one of those universities, so she really liked it. So
Oh,
we
okay.
want to we want to continue to provide that service to small businesses and entrepreneurs. So guys, don't shy away. If you don't want to enroll in a university, or you don't want to enroll in a 12-week program through an economic development agency, the best way to go is to go to the business zone. We provide weekly information for your small business. As a matter of fact, when was the last time you guys looked at your certification? Are you guys certified? Are you thinking about getting certified? And did you know that obtaining a contract may require you to be certified? You didn't think about that, did you? So you guys want to start thinking about that right now. If you're a minority, disadvantaged business, if you're a woman-owned business, if you're a veteran-owned business, a small business, you may want to think about that. So we talk about that on this program as well. We even give you tips and how to become certified. So don't stay behind, guys. Remember, in 2026, the FIFA World Cup is coming here to Los Angeles. Also in 2028, we've got the Olympics. You don't want to miss out on that opportunity. The Olympics alone, that's about $5 billion activity. So you guys want to check it out.
All righty then.
Oh, you want to share anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I am ready to be wrapped up because, I had a long day, long week. Not that I don't love our audience, I do. But
You've been wrapped all week, right?
yeah,
So
I'm ready to
you're
wrap
ready.
up this week.
I hear you, man.
What can I say? Ready to wrap up the week and start another week next week. I got the babies coming back on Monday, and next week we are really looking to the kids are going to they are going to present their business ideas, their pitch competition. So, next week is going to be something else. That's all I'm going to tell you. But we are going to, I'm kind of excited about this. We're going to Microsoft, and they're going to talk to our kids about AI, and they're going to talk to our kids about AI. They're going to talk about Microsoft careers that are available at Microsoft. And this happens to be, so who knew? But Microsoft actually is this is the Black software techs or technology people. They have an organization, and so they've all come together to be part of this event that we're doing for the kids down at Microsoft in Irvine. We're going to the home office.
Very good, very good. I
Mm-hmm.
think let's run the Small Biz Pro promo one more time before we close out today. And
All right.
while you're getting that, I just want to make a statement to our listeners out there. Now we know we've got some listeners who are listening. We also have those ninja watchers who don't want to subscribe. So I want to let you know, ninja watchers, please, I'm requesting.
Ninja watchers.
Please go ahead and subscribe so we can help you to grow your business.
Mhm.
And also, what we want to offer you guys is if you want to give a promotion and an advertisement, marketing shout out to any program you've got coming up, any events or any type of activity going on, an expo, anything to that effect, we can shout that out here on the Business Zone. So don't hesitate, guys. This platform is multifaceted. Okay, you can do a lot of things on here. You want to come on and show us how. Hey, speaking of teaching, you
Mhm.
remember the guest? You remember the guest we had on, the guy who does marketing, right?
Uh-huh.
The one who I think he is Indian, right? And
Uh-huh.
he's from Connecticut. I see him on
Yes.
TikTok and YouTube all the time. He's marketing. I'm going, man, this guy was a guest on our show. But
Yeah,
he's
he's got
marketing.
a phenomenal business. And I think he
Yeah.
has a podcast.
But yeah, I think he does too. I thought that was really neat, because the things that he was talking about on the show is what I saw him doing in the marketing. So that's pretty neat.
So he's like, wait, we had some. Yes,
Yeah.
we do have some. Everybody is of quality, but yeah, we've had some high level. That one I got through
LinkedIn, right?
no, didn't get him through LinkedIn. We're subscribed to a platform called Podcast Guests, and so
okay.
they send me a link every week
I like
of interesting. And I've mentioned this before. We need to get on it as well,
Yeah.
and put our bio so we can be guests on other shows.
I like that.
So every week I get a email that gives me all of the new guests, and if you pay to be part of this membership, then they actually mark it out for you.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Did you find it yet?
I did. Ready?
Okay.
Let me close out some of these. Pat. Let me do this. I'm gonna close out.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta do that one. Okie dokie. Let me open it up. Hopefully, wait a minute. Hopefully the play cause stop. Okay, it's just be wanting to go before I'm ready for it to go. All righty. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there it's popped in. There we go.
It is.
All right, let me change Peggy's name here. So to just be this, and let's see if it'll run through.
Yeah, let's see.
Your company's paperwork and takes care of all your record keeping? Does your current record-keeping system send you 90-day alerts to remind you that your key documents are about to expire and need to be renewed? Can you find contracts and procurement opportunities in seconds from any of the 50 United States so you can grow your business? Is your business organized so that you can tell which key documents are needed to efficiently run the business? How about woman-owned, small business, or disadvantaged business enterprise certifications? Do you have a checklist of all the key documents you need to become certified? Does your current system allow you to conduct market research from multiple sources and provide you industry and market data in seconds? Well, SmallBizPro does all of that and more. SmallBizPro is the #1 business management, compliance, procurement assistance, and market research assistance tool on the market today. Download the app now and you will be amazed. It's like having 3 additional employees working for you, but you don't have to pay them. What are you waiting for?
That's right, folks. Go get your 3 employees, your 3 free employees through SmallBizPro to help you organize, run, and maintain your business, guys. It doesn't cost you, well, SmallBizPro costs something, but it doesn't cost you to hire these guys. So that's what SmallBizPro is, guys. Get your back office in order, okay?
All righty. So there you go.
I guess it came to that time where we got to let you go relax, right?
Yeah, gotta let me go relax. I've like had babies all week. I had one this one has been testing me all week. So now I have a child that came to the cell day today. I saw her in the morning. Then in the evening, afternoon, after we finished up, we were doing the tally to find out who, so that they can return their investment. And
Yeah.
she had disappeared. And then when I'm asking around, like, where did she go? And then I said, I know I saw her. And then one of the interns said, yeah, she was there. So now I need to call her mother and find out, make it sound really bad. You know, we saw your daughter in the morning, but then she disappeared. So is she at home? Because I'm just not understanding how a parent drops their kid off at school and then comes back and pick them up when at class, and they know they're supposed to be there.
It's unbelievable, man. You know, there was a program, I think it was ABC or CBS, that was talking about this, how the parents will take their kids to either school or after school program and just leave them there. It's like a babysitting facility. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I
And
think
then
they do think that that's what it is, babysitting.
yeah. Then they
Yeah.
come back later for them after the fact, maybe 2-3 hours later. And I guess that's what they're trying to do with you guys, you know.
I don't know, but I'm getting ready to find out.
Okay, co-host, I'll let you do your thing. I'm going to go ahead and play our outro.
All righty, sounds good.
Well, folks, we're on. This is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4:30. Don't hesitate to log in, support us, subscribe, and also if you want to be a guest on our show, you can be a guest on the Business Zone. So give us a call. You've got our number, you know, or just go to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and all of our credentials are there. So you guys can just say, hey, I want to be on that show, and we will get you set up. Okay.
And they actually can go over to LinkedIn, to our LinkedIn page, and you'll find the description information how to sign up over there. And it's also on our Facebook page. So we'd love to have you as a guest. So let us know. And you can, like I said, follow the contact information there, email us, and we will contact us at the Business Zone with crystalandgilbert.com. And you can reach out to us and let us know that you want to be a guest. So we want to wish you guys a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your week. And we will see you next Friday at 3:00.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman.